Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Talk Therapy. Today is going to be very brief. Today is going to be a brief discussion on grief management. I am going to give you 5 points on coping mechanisms to handle and manage grief. So I'm not going to hold you long, but we're in that season. We're heading towards the holidays, and it's like grief is really pronounced during this season. We understand that we have been grieving way too much since 2020, but it's just something about seasonal depression. So I definitely want to give you some points. We understand that grief is not just about the loss of a loved one, although it is primarily about the loss of a loved one, but it can be a loss of a job. I know I grieve so much. When my dog passed away at the beginning of 2020, it can be a loss of a job or anything that is important to you, where we can definitely find ourselves in the midst of the grief process. And the grief process is so hard because, like this picture in back of me, it will come in waves and you will think you're okay one day, and then the next day here come this wave of grief. Okay, so again, I'm just going to give you some pointers on how to manage grief. So what I have is the acronym grief. Okay, GRIEF, and I want to start with G. All right, so G means to get in touch with your emotions. Get in touch with your emotions. This is something that we do not like to do. We like to avoid our emotions. Some of us have avoidant behaviors, so instead of getting in touch with our emotions and sitting with our emotions, we try to drown them with alcohol, or we try to preoccupy ourselves and we can't sit still because we're always finding ourselves busy doing something else so we don't have to think about it. But getting in touch with your emotions is a painful process, but it's going to help you to heal in a healthy way. So getting in touch with your emotions just means be still. It's okay. Just be still and allow whatever emotion you have to just express itself, whether if it is sorrow or whether if it is anger or whatever it is, just allow yourself to feel it and to feel it fully without the help of anything outside of yourself. Got it? All right. That is G. Get in touch with your emotions. R is realize what you have power over and what you do not have power over. And whatever you don't have power over, let it go. Just let it go. We don't have the ability or the power to redo things once it's been done, like death. I mean, that is really radical acceptance, which is another R. Radical acceptance, accepting those things which you cannot change. All right. So in embracing it fully, like when these waves come, learn how to embrace the waves, not push the waves away. At the end of the day, the waves are going to have their way. We're not strong enough to push the waves away, but embrace the waves. So it's realizing I don't have the power, the capacity to change things. Okay. So it's embracing um, whatever the situation is. It's radical acceptance, embracing the situation, realizing that I don't have power of that, but what I do have power over is my mindset. Now I have power over that. So I can focus on the negative like all day long. You can focus on your loss, but what good is that going to do for you? But if you focus on what's good, what's good? Yeah, we have lost a loved one, but we become grateful when we think about the time that this individual was allotted to us. We become grateful when we think about the manifold experiences that we had, the joy, the even the bad time, because the bad times kind of drew you closer together. You know what I mean? So we want to focus on what is good. So those things you can control. You can control your mind. Okay, so we went over the G, we went over the R, and here's the I. Integrate the pleasurable memories. When you think about the pleasurable memories, it's automatically going to bring a smile to your face, right? You start thinking about the silly times, the fun times, the crazy times, the things that they said that was crazy and silly, the things that they did that nobody else would do or say. It's going to automatically bring a smile to your face. Bring out the photo album. Reminisce on the good things. Integrate pleasurable memories. All right, we're moving on to E. I told you I wasn't going to hold you long. E is exercise mindfulness. So basically, pay attention to you. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice when your breathing pattern change. Notice when your hands begin to shake or when there's heart palpitations or when you have a slight headache. Just be mindful of your own emotions. Pay attention because your body is a wonderful communicator. Your body doesn't hold things back. Your body wants to communicate with you so that you can do something about it. But you have to be mindful, and one of the biggest triggers is when we hold things in, when we hold it in. But be true to you and acknowledge how you feel. I'm very sad right now. I'm very angry right now. But it's going to be okay. It's going to work its way out. When you realize, your physiological symptoms, those triggers that are within your body's way of communicating with you, just sit down, start loving on you a little bit. Tell yourself that it's okay to grieve. Do some deep breathing. Sit back, close your eyes a little while, and realize that it's not weakness to cry. That's very important to know that it is not weakness when we cry. It is very necessary because it's your body's way of trying to heal itself. All right, we've gone over the G, the R, the I, and the E, and the last one is a big one, F. F is to forgive the deceased and to forgive yourself. Forgive the deceased and to forgive yourself. And I know sometimes that's very hard to forgive someone who has passed on, but you don't need their permission or you don't need a conversation with them in order to do that. This is a cognitive decision to forgive someone because you really cannot move forward unless you forgive. Forgive yourself because sometimes there's a lot of guilt associated with the death of someone because we go over things in our minds like I should have, could have, would have, and if I would have been there, if I would have called them, or if we wouldn't have broken up, just all of this stuff, but you have to forgive yourself too in order to move forward. All right, so there you have it. I hope that this helps someone. I just wanted to put a video out there really quick on coping skills to manage grief. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, and in the meantime, I want you all to create a wonderful day. I am Kimberly B, owner of Healthy Emotes Counseling Services. So give me some thumbs up if you really like it, and make sure that you share. More videos will be coming At you soon. Create a wonderful day.